Seinfeld.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That was very, very nice. On the Mount Rushmore of stand-up comedy, there are four faces, in my opinion: Richard Pryor, George Carlin, Bill Cosby, and Don Rickles. Don has been my dear friend for 20 years and my hero in this business since the first time I ever saw him in the early 60s. The first time Don and I were ever in the same room together was in a casino in Las Vegas. I went to see his show. I was in the audience, and he had a guy who would find out what celebrities were there. I was just starting in stand-up. He didn't really know me. The guy asked me what my name was. They took a note up on stage, and Don introduced me to the audience as George Stanberry. I went, "Thank you." So why are we honoring a man who has spent 55 years insulting all of us? That's like tracking down the guy who beat you up at fifth grade recess and saying, "Hey, that was a great punch." We honor Don because it takes a genius to pull off what he does. By pitting himself against his audience, he's performing an act that on any night could result in catastrophe. It's no wonder he chose the Spanish Matador theme as his song. On stage, his is not an act in any traditional sense. It's just him, a mic, and his innate ability to know who he can have fun with in his audience. My favorite thing that Don does whenever he speaks with someone that's ringside, and for some reason, there's always seems to be a lot of Mexicans, Hindus, Chinese guys. I don't know how they get there. I'm sure it's a complete coincidence that those people are always seated ringside. But he will always begin with them by saying, "And what is your heritage, sir?" Like the guy who's like, well, he's asking about my heritage. He obviously respects my ethnicity and background. I'm sure this will not result in my being humiliated in front of this entire room. He performs in the moment, creating unique comedy masterpieces with each new and different crowd. What he does takes the 3 T's: talent, timing, and testicles. And here's the thing about testicles: they're really a crucial part of the joke reproductive system. And there are people out there who think because I mention balls, I'm being sexist, but we're honoring Don Rickles tonight. So all that goes out the window. I might even call Tina and Amy broads before the night is over. And I may wait 24 to 36 hours to apologize. But Don really makes it look easy, and tonight we're not just honoring Don for being the best at what he does, but for being the first to do it on such a large and varied scale. He left his mark on TV sitcoms, movies, records, talk shows, and the live stage. But it's the stand-up that I love more than anything, and I think that the reason he's so beloved. I still enjoy watching him perform. I'm still in awe of him. And for this member of the World War II greatest generation, I think we can all remember fondly Don describing his service in the South Pacific when he finds an Asian guy in the audience and says, 3 years in the jungle trying to find your uncle. To be insulted by Don is a badge of honor, one shared by common folk as well as a few very lucky commanders-in-chief. Perhaps the most memorable of the many times he performed for a president was when Don took the stage at Ronald Reagan's second inaugural in January 1985. The White House had asked Frank Sinatra to perform. Frank insisted he would only do it if Don was also booked. I'm sure the gun didn't hurt either in that little negotiation. Sinatra got his way, and thank God, because we got to witness one of the great moments of Don's career. Here it is.
I know this is a Republican celebration, but I have the honor of introducing a man who is so democratic, he picks on everybody equally, even a little kid like me. Mr. Don Rickles. be funny.
Good evening, Mr. President. Nice to see you, sir. And your lovely wife, Nancy. It's a big treat for me to fly all the way from California to be here for this kind of money. Nice to see you, Secretary Schultz. What are you doing in town? Anyway, he's sitting there like there's nothing going on. Get busy. Go over to the embassy, have a bucket of beluga. Anyway, Secretary of State's here, and Billy Graham, nice to see you, sir. This hand is bothering me. Anyway, it's great, though. I make fun of the president. Why not? I make fun of everybody in the world. That's America. Laughing, Charlton Heston, I'm a friend, it's over. I'll tell you this. If you were Moses, I was a Mau Mau fighter pilot. Is this too fast, Ronnie? Anyway, he's sitting there looking at the program going, where does he say he makes fun of me? Where does it say that? Remember when you were governor and you used to walk over to my table? Now you're big and you're getting on my nerves. I'll tell you this. Is he laughing? If you see Marines coming towards me, go into glory, glory, hallelujah, and shoot Webster. Anyway, I must say, this is a joyous occasion, really. I personally voted for Wilkie. But I'll tell you this. To you, Mrs. Reagan, lovely Mrs. Reagan, to you, our dear president, may God be good to you and yours for the coming 4 years and beyond that. You're a great gentleman and a great credit to the country. May he give you health, the Almighty, and may you reign as long as you wish. God bless.
I love that he's wearing the credentials through the whole set there. That was a nice touch. Showed you he really didn't feel like he belonged. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce the man of the hour, Mr. Don Rickles.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Stewart.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. Don. One night only. That's all the doctor said, huh? All right, well. I'll keep my remarks brief. If there's one thing that we can learn about tonight, and I think this is true, we knew somehow the Jews would find a way to gentrify this neighborhood, and I think if we stay long enough, we start collecting rent. This is how we do it. This is what we do. Well, tonight is about healing. It makes sense. The Jews, Don and I, Jews that come into community, this theater has such history, and it's such a beautiful theater. Thank God Spike it all up by taking the seats out. It's always best to honor a place by redesigning it. This is where the healing begins. This is why, because the Jewish community and the black community, we should be together. Jews and blacks we shouldn't fight. There shouldn't be tension. Jews and blacks should get together and get whitey. I think, it normally kills here. All right, I don't know what happened. Wrong room. Don, I don't know what happened. I was doing great. Yeah. Nice wingmen, by the way. You're really getting laid tonight. Nice job, Don. Good luck out there tonight. Whew. No, Jews and blacks, we come from the same history. 2,000 years of persecution. We've just expressed our sufferings differently as people. Blacks developed the blues. Jews complain. We just never thought of putting it to music. It's... Remind me of a blues song my grandmother wrote called It's Very Drafty in Here, it was called. You might be more familiar with the B-side. Now It's Too Hot. She was very hard to please. Why are we here tonight? We're here tonight. No one wants to be here. Everybody's tired. We're tired. We worked. Do you want to be here? I don't want to be here. I worked all day. But do you know why I'm here? Because of this man. This man is loved. I love this man. And here's the most amazing thing about Don Rickles is his inherent decency. He is such a good and decent man. And comedy for him, for younger comedians, we admired the way that he battled the audience, that he stood up for us. Comedy is gladiatorial, and Don was the first guy to get up there and go, no. I'm up here, I'm gonna fight you hand to hand. And he gave us hope, and humor is indelibly within him. It's all he is. I'm gonna tell you a story. This is just, Don, he doesn't even realize it because it's so effortless. He was doing my friend Jimmy's show, Jimmy Kimmel, and after the show, he was leaving, and you see Don when he's walking, he's paying attention to where he's going, and he's walking very slowly. And there's a segment producer on Jimmy's show, a bearded guy, long beard, and he had to run up, he had to get Don to sign the form as it was going, and Don is just walking. And the guy's rushing up behind him, and Don, he's never looked up, he's just got his hands on the ground. And as the guy passes, without even looking up, Don says, "Pleasant evening, Rabbi." He is comedy. He is what we all aspire to be, a man who has done what he's loved for 55 years and made us love him for doing it and made us love him even more by knowing who he is as a man. So I'm honored to be here tonight to honor you. God bless.
Up next on One Night Only, an all-star comedy tribute to Don Rickles.
He's old school. No filters on a cigarette, no ice in a glass, and no condoms. He got his lady pregnant one time from across the street with a slingshot.
One Night Only, an all-star comedy tribute to Don Rickles is brought to you by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum, to Life, Love, and Loot. Burger King, where taste is king. And by the 2014 Dodge Dart, born Dodge.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tracy Morgan.
I guess you guys are wondering why I bought this bouquet of flowers for Don. A few years ago, I had a serious health problem. I didn't understand, because I always treated my body like a temple. And I ended up having to have a kidney transplant. And when I was in the hospital, out of the blue, I got this amazing flower arrangement from Don. Y'all may not know this, but I'm a very emotional guy. When those flowers came from one of my greatest comic heroes, it meant so much to me. Don, you never know what those flowers did to pick me up and pick my spirits up and make me feel that if a legend like you could care about me, just maybe I should just get better. And to this day, I carry with me this card that he sent me. This card right here. Give me a minute. It says, Dear Tracy, I hope you get better, but I still don't want you coming in none of the home games. Oh, this one is from Don Sterling. Sorry about that. Sorry, Don Sterling. And by the way, talking about Don Sterling, if I owned a team like the LA Clippers who lost for 30 years, I'd hate black people too. So Don, these flowers are for you. We were worried about you. You know, you had that flesh-eating disease on your leg called enchiritis fasciitis, which sounds like a couple of black girls from the neighborhood. Necrotitis fasciitis. Y'all better stop jumping on them bunk beds. Turn that ColecoVision off. And I thought I had the same disease too, but it was just an electronic bracelet digging into my ankle. I'm just scared. But here's what I admire most about Don Rickles. He's fearless. He doesn't apologize to anybody. He's old school. No filters on a cigarette, no ice in a glass, and no condoms. He got his lady pregnant one time from across the street with a slingshot, you know. Took out 3 houses at the same time. You know? That's old school. Some people wanted Don to apologize after he made a joke about President Obama at a tribute for Shirley MacLaine, and he refused because it was a joke. Who are these people that think that black people can't take a joke? How do you explain Herman Cain? So Don, I'm here because, you know, you always make me laugh, and everyone laugh. And because, you know, you're a man of principle, and when I needed a kidney, you showed me you have the world's biggest heart. But you know why I love you the most, Don? You never discriminated. I love you, man.
The whites, the purples, mostly the blacks.
The funniest thing for me is watching people respond because they sort of act like they're a little bit indignant, but you know they're so glad that he picked them.
I'm only kidding you, Bubba. The black people belong in this country. Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, my ass, you're a Jap. I'll tell you this. 3 years in the jungle looking for your uncle.
Everybody wants to get shit on by Don Rickles.
What am I bid for this broad before I introduce her? Look at this, the old guy went $4.
Oh, it's very offensive, but not if you're into comedy.
I have based my whole humor on laughing at bigotry. I laugh at Will Chamberlain, ha 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 ha. But if you don't laugh back, it's not funny. Is that your wife, sir? Jesus Christ. I'll tell you this. What was it, a train? And I love the Italian people. I'll never forget the word of Carmine Ganganonzo, who said to me in Brooklyn on a Saturday night, no, you're Catholic and I'm a Jew and Sammy, you're black. I'm sorry. You know, I never tell the truth. I exaggerate. I make fun of blacks, whites, Jews, well, Jews. Chinese, right? Chinese? This girl here? If you're not, get your eyes fixed. Look at the Chinese boy sitting there going, who's Chinese? Who's Chinese? Phyllis Diller, ladies and gentlemen, who, when she was born, God ran out of clay and made her face Trick-or-Treat Charlie. Her former husband said on the wedding night, no! Bob Newhart made the claim that he was my closest friend. I have never met Bob Newhart. I'll put it to you another way. Bob Newhart goes to many gay parties. I like you very much, Tully. I like you more than I thought I would like you. Please sit down, because we could be married in an hour. That's what's in your heart, right, Sam? Be proud. Brothers, we kiss, we hug. Any black on my lips? letters, folks. We cover them all.
That's comedy. That's comedy. That's comedy.
He has no idea where he is now. He's walking around and hoping that Barbara can meet a Filipino to help wash him.
See, that's
that's
Rickles. That's perfect Rickles. It's cadence, cadence, cadence. Doesn't really mean anything sometimes.
Yeah.
Still funny. The nickname Mr. Warmth had a dual meaning.
Yeah.
Because it was sarcastic, but it was also somewhat true. There was that beneath it, and that's why he could get away with it.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Just Don at the Apollo. You know, it's like having Putin at the Museum of Tolerance. You know what I mean? That really didn't track.
Up next on One Night Only.
Good evening and welcome. Welcome back to those of you watching at home. We can't believe it either. You are watching Spike TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brian Williams.
Good evening and welcome. Welcome back to those of you watching at home. We can't believe it either. You are watching Spike TV. I'm thinking, too, of my dad, who was a member of the Greatest Generation. At his, may he rest in peace, we lost him a few years ago, but at his assisted living facility, once a year, they would get all dressed up and have a casino night. And looking over at this banquette, I don't know. So cute, the old people. Don Rickles, this man we honor tonight, is, as has been noted, part of the firmament of American cultural history, and he certainly changed the history of comedy. For those of us who grew up at the height of the Cold War, especially here on the East Coast, those of us for whom television was a window on the world, watching Carson was close to mandatory. It was our cultural barometer. It was our American gathering place. Every weeknight, as the nice man on TV says, after your late local news. And about Johnny's guests over the years, I know we all in this room share a particular favorite. All of America did. The great and incomparable Bob Newhart. We're not specifically honoring Bob tonight. That's coming later this year at a much larger event at our convention center here, and we're very, very excited. Back to Don. The truth is, Don Rickles was without parallel as Tonight Show audiences and Tonight Show guests go. As he himself will tell you, he was the very best on that couch. He made his first of over 100 appearances on October 7th of 1965. Don, on that night, that first night, became a hero to all those of us in the talk show guest community when he drove the interview off the rails very early on. Johnny asked, as the card told him to, as he was supposed to ask, "How's your mother?" Don replied, "You never liked my mother. What are you bringing her up for?" It went on like that for about 20 golden minutes in television. History was cemented, and Johnny would often introduce Don appropriately as Mr. Warmth. That title stuck over the years. One night, Johnny introduced Don as this year's poster child for rabies. While there will be plenty of time for cultural critics and writers to decide where in the history of entertainment we should rank a television show like CPO Sharky, it's Don's relationship with Johnny that for now deserves our attention. Johnny knew then what it took a lot of us a lifetime to figure out. Don, secretly, is an awfully nice man. In fact, a very sweet and sentimental man. But when he was with Johnny, nobody was safe. And what happened on The Tonight Show helped to form a generation or more of comedy in the United States.
Okay, my first guest, our new ambassador to the UN, this year's poster child for rabies. Would you welcome Mr. Warmth, Don Rickles.
Nah, I'm not going on.
Come back.
What an evening, Mike. It's so good to see you. I didn't know you were still on.
Yeah.
But this is a good jacket. You come in tomorrow night with cotton candy and you work the carnival. Now, anyway, can I say something since I've seen you?
Please don't. Gotten so old.
19 years, John.
That's right.
Don't milk it anymore. Walk away.
Get out, Wallace. Well, you see, I try to do one show for a long time rather than 6 or 7 like you for a month or two, and then...
No. When you're that big, you're allowed to turn on a little guy who lives in 2 rooms on Figueroa with a busted accordion. Look right in there and let America know you're a millionaire and you don't need him.
Right. I'm a millionaire. I don't need you. No, don't do that. Don't do that to me.
But now we're both happily married.
Absolutely.
You went through a couple of warm-ups, but I want to tell you something as a friend, really. Yes. With these 2 lovely Japanese girls, you made a fool of yourself. Could I do it a couple of minutes? No.
That's no
Give me
fun.
a break. I'm so lonely. You know you never liked me.
What?
You never liked me. You like Newhart better than me. You always did.
You're right.
You finally dragged it out of me, didn't you?
I'll do the fun
Thank
stuff.
you, of course.
When?
I don't...
The incomparable Johnny Carson with our incomparable guest of honor tonight, Don Rickles. And again, you're watching Spike. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Don Rickles. Whenever I watched The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, Don Rickles would come on, and I was so envious of him. I was not angry, just envious, because of all the comedians that ever played, he was the only one that Johnny Carson laughed at all the time, no matter what he said.
Up next on One Night Only.
And I thought, oh my God, there's Don Rickles. Don, he's just gone to a rim shot, man. I'm just gonna come over and give you a kiss, that's all.
One Night Only, an all-star comedy tribute to Don Rickles, is brought to you by the 2014 Dodge Dart. Born Dodge. Dish. Only the Hopper gives you the power to watch all your live and recorded TV anywhere. And by Prilosec OTC.
How much more where this came from? 14,000 bars. 14,000? Hey, sweetheart, have yourself a bottle of booze. You're beautiful.
Clint, nobody else has said it, and I say it from my heart. You're a lousy actor.
Why don't you quit your bitching and just remember what's at the end of the line? Oh, that's great. We need some explosives to get these moving. How'd things going with the bank?
The Sherman's broken down and nobody's gonna move that tiger out of the square.
Then make a deal.
What kind of a deal?
A deal. Maybe the guy's a Republican. Don't forget, folks, when you see Clint Eastwood in your local drive-in theaters, drive right into the screen.
Please welcome Johnny Depp.
Hi, good evening. I don't know why I'm here. And that's not for the reasons you're thinking. I don't know why I'm here because I don't know why I deserve to be here, to sit next to this man, to speak to this man, to be in his presence, to know him, to have spent time with him. I mean, I don't know how I earned that. But I have one very traumatic story to tell regarding Don Rickles that did send me to therapy, but I'm over it now, and I feel good. I feel good. You know, this is probably one of those things where I should set it up like, you know, I'm about to drop some names, so that should be accentuated, and I'm sure that my brother Steve wouldn't mind if I did one of those kind of things. You know. I met Don Rickles at Frank Sinatra's 80th, oh, sorry, Frank Sinatra. Yeah, at the kick drum, exactly. And so I thought, surely to God, he's going to insult me. So I was waiting for it because, as was said earlier, it's a badge of honor. And I met him, I shook his hand, and he was the kindest person that I had ever come into contact with. And I was still kind of, waiting for that insult, and it never came. Which meant to me at the time that he clearly hated me and wanted nothing to do with me, which I understood, but it hurt me deeply. So I had to see a shrink and everything, but it's all clear now. I feel better about it. I'm just gonna come over and give you a kiss, that's all, and then I'll walk away. I'll never talk to you again. I love you.
He's the definition of what a real comic is. For most people, doing stand-up is like a means to an end. You know, you want to do it to get to do other stuff and movies and TV and all that stuff. And Rickles has done all of that stuff, but at the core of it, at the center of it is a comic. You know, and he's a real, you know, he kind of defines what a comic is, the prototype for a comic. I don't think that he'll go out and be like, I'm gonna go do something to be edgy or say something to be offensive or and you got to be fearless if you're going to turn over the apple cart. I don't think he's coming to turn over the apple cart. I think he just comes to crack everybody up, you know. Every other comic has had walkouts. I don't think anyone has ever walked out of a Don Rickles show. Even a person who's had their ass ripped the hardest, they're sitting there laughing and clapping. He's the only one that could take a chunk out of your ass and afterwards you'd be like this. Rickles. Congratulations to you, Don, and I'm so happy that they're honoring you and recognizing all the wonderful laughs that you've been bringing people for all these years, and I love you, and congratulations, and you are tremendously appreciated by everybody. Don Rickles, how about that? Now listen to the applause.
Coming up, Don's best friends take their best shots at the man of the hour.
I had the good fortune of meeting Don Rickles, and oh my God, my life changed. It was at a Scientology mixer.
We wanted to honor your memory, Don. Though if I'd been directing this, I don't think I would have gone for the open casket.
You can feel his spirit in this room tonight.
No, Tina, he is here. Jesus, I thought that was somebody's purse.
This is not your land, you crazy cunt. You're not gonna have the land. You stupid man, you're not gonna have the land. It's no good. This is not your land. You take. Huh.
Oh, Carson's cigarette box. Oh, I broke his box. I broke Carson's cigarette box.
What the hell happened to this? You know how long I've had this cigarette box on this desk?
You brought that up from New York City?
I brought this from New York. What on earth?
It happened last night.
Who?
Don Rickles.
I did not see the
Don
show
Rickles
last
did it last night.
Are you putting me on now?
No. Don Rickles did it last night on the show. He's taping across the hall. CPO Shark.
Can I get over there? Can I get over there? Be right back. Come on. Is he in studio? Are they taping? Are they on the air? I don't give a damn if they're on the air. Open it up. Rickles, stop the taping. Somebody broke my cigarette box. Come here. Come here. We're taping. I just started the show. I picked my box up off my desk that I've had for 9 years. My box is broken. They told me you broke it on the show last night.
Well, I really...
You big dummy.
No, but I'm sorry about the box.
Well, so
I will come up with something.
Well, I hope so.
But just keep me on your show. You mean so much to me. Can I?
No.
Please.
No. Don't humble yourself.
Please, I want to be with you so bad.
Don't humble yourself, brother. I want something back. Okay, carry on.
Help me.
Carry on. Good to see you.
Johnny Carson, they know who I am. Okay, wait a minute. Why do you always do that? Johnny Carson, they know who I am. Don Rickles. What is it? Do your...
Please welcome Regis Philbin.
Thank you very much. You know, Don Rickles has been a part of my life for a long, long time. It was back in 1964, 50 years ago. And isn't he cute? Take a look at him. Huh? Look at that guy. He was dynamite. 4 years later, I joined Joey Bishop as his Ed McMahon for a late-night show on ABC. And when Rickles came on the show, he, of course, would pick on me, and I would yell back at him, but it was all in fun. And suddenly, I became his opening act. Do you remember that, Don? He even came on my morning show, which he never does, to talk about our show down there. Listen to this.
And this is what Don had to say about my act with him that night.
Hey, Regis, can I tell you something? If we work together again, so help me, I'm going to the VA, and I'm going to be asked to be sent back to Vietnam. The war's over here, but I'm going to just stay there in the jungle and blacken my face so nobody finds me. I never want to see you again, Regis, really. Don't come around anymore. The voice is weak. You stink. You're not good, you stink. And stay out of my life, Regis. And keep that AM show off. I never want to see you again. I'll be gonna boil on your neck.
And that's the way it's been for 54 years now. And now when we do a show together, this is what we look like before we come out. You know, I've loved Don all these years. I really do, Don. I just think you're great. And over the years, I've loved it when you came to New York, and we usually would meet at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel. But this week, he had come in with Frank Sinatra to do the Radio City Music Hall together for a week. And so I said, Don, is Frank here? Yeah. Well, is he here at the hotel? Yes. Do you know what room he's in? Yes. I said, Don, look, why don't we go down and just bust open the door, put the television camera right on Frank, and just talk the hell out of him? And Don Rickles said to me, do you have children? And I said, yes, I do. He said, do you want to see them again? Anyway, but you were the only guy who could stick it to Frank and live.
My first line to Frank was, stand up, Frank, be yourself and hit somebody. And all the guys with him went, is that funny, Frank?
Who is your favorite male singer?
Honest?
Yeah.
Dick Haynes. Everybody around couldn't believe I had the macaroons to say this to me, and I did. And when I came home, my cousin was on a hook in the living room.
No. Marco Mangananzo was hurt.
Marco Mangananzo?
Trombino Bombazzo. 2 bullets in the head Thursday.
I've had a few, then again, too few. I was eating dinner in a restaurant in New York, and he came over to the table and he said, Frank, do me a favor, will you? He said, I'm sitting with a very pretty girl, and I'm trying to make out, you know, and he said, I told her I know you, and she really doesn't believe me. Would you stop by the table? I said, all right. I was just about finished, and I walked by the table, and I said, how are you, Don? Nice to see you. He said, can't you see I'm eating, Frank? What are you doing?
You're 64 years old, Frank. I'm a friend. I've been listening to all the people. You look at Frank.
It's all over, Frank. It's gone.
Everybody doesn't have to be funny all the time. And Don proved it again tonight.
Whenever you see me, just don't stop to chat. Frank, wait a second. Frank, don't walk out. I'm just starting to go. Give me a break, Frank.
Before you jump all over me from
Jump all over you, Frank. I'm not that lonely.
And I say, God bless you. I love you dearly, Frank.
And I tell you, we have been blessed to have such a man. Good night.
Nobody could do that with Frank Sinatra like you. And incidentally, I want to tell you something. There's been nobody in the comedy business who can equal you. You're so fast, you don't need writers. You go right into it, and you're magnificent. You really are. And I've loved every minute of our 54 years together. Thanks, Don. Very, very much.
Hello, dummies. I'm Jimmy Kimmel. Sit. I'm with you tonight to pay tribute to a miracle named Don Rickles. As a talk show host, you cannot ask for a better guest than Don. He might be the funniest person who ever appeared on television. Can you imagine making fun of Frank Sinatra and then living to be 88? Don did it. No one was safe from Mr. Warmth. Not Sinatra, not the president, not even Johnny Carson. Don poked funny little holes in all of them, and he does it to everyone, not just stars. Everyone is part of the fun. I went out to dinner with Don. As we left, he gave our busboys, who happened to be Latino, $20 each, and he said, here, send this home, buy your mothers a house. Don Rickles is one of very few people you never want to miss. He isn't just a living legend, he is a national treasure. There will never be another Don Rickles. He's a great actor, the greatest comedian, and an even better person. Don, I love you. You are the funniest man alive. It is my honor and thrill to know you. Enjoy your special night. How was that?
That was weak.
Up next on One Night Only, an all-star comedy tribute to Don Rickles.
I'm so sick of hearing about Frank Sinatra. Enough already. It made me want to tell Frank to go himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert De Niro.
I met Don sometime before we were both cast in Casino. It was a different world back then. There was affirmative action for Jews. No one had told Steven Spielberg he had to hire more Italians for Schindler's List. But in 1984, Universal said we needed more Jews in the picture. What? We don't have enough Jews in the picture? Alan King and Sharon Stone? What are they, chopped liver? Turns out Sharon Stone wasn't even Jewish. With a name like that. Ooh, you know. So we had to get another Jew. We didn't need a star. We needed just a Jew who would, you know, work cheap and who would, we could bury in a bit part, a couple of lines in the background and a few shots, you know, like that. So Jackie Mason wasn't available, so who did we get? Don Rickles. It was a true collaboration, right, Don? Me doing some of my best acting of my career, and Don standing in the background in some of my biggest scenes. I mean, I love Don then. I love him now. But Don is something rare, a true friend, a wonderful human being. If he weren't, he would never be able to get away with being such an asshole. Now it's my honor to bring out another true friend. At least he was until we worked together with Don. Ladies and gentlemen, Marty Scorsese.
Thank you. No, it's true. You know, Bob and I did like 8 pictures together. We would put everything we had into each. And we'd always be excited about doing the next one. Then we did Casino with Don 20 years ago. And we haven't worked together since. Now, it's amazing. It's amazing, Don, the influence you've had on our careers.
Yeah, Don, on behalf of Leo DiCaprio, thanks a lot.
Now, when Bob De Niro and I are on the same stage together these days, it's usually to give each other Lifetime Achievement Awards. So we see each other mainly at award ceremonies and memorial services, like tonight. We wanted to honor your memory, Don, so here we are. Though if I'd been directing this, I don't think I would have gone for the open casket.
Rest in peace, old friend.
I was asked to speak a little about what it's like to direct you. It's difficult because nobody can direct Don Rickles. I mean, directors just hand him over to the set decorator, and they put him in, you know, where he do the least damage. Actually, no. I mean, having Don on the set and in all those shots lent a real presence to the film. He was a direct line to the 1970s Las Vegas and Casino. The town was a character in that movie, and Don, you were the link to that town. You know, you gave it authenticity. You gave it a sense of danger. That was the theory, anyway.
It worked. Don's a real thing. He was there when the mob ran Vegas. He was court jester to the Rat Pack. And yes, he knew Sinatra, and he managed to say it in every goddamn sentence he ever said. Yeah, I knew Frank. Frank loved me. There was Frank in my front row. Frank always came to see me. I told Frank this. I told Frank that. I'm so sick of hearing about Frank Sinatra. Enough already. It made me want to tell Frank to go himself. I mean, I don't know how to tell you this, Don, but Frank is dead. Coincidentally, dead is also the average age of your fans. You're more than a relic of that era. You're still doing it, and Don, you are as fresh and funny now as you were 50 years ago.
We put together a little video of Don's scenes in Casino. Now, don't blink. You might miss it.
Would you mind taking your feet off the table and put your shoes on, please? Yeah, I would mind. Asshole bunch. Sam, we got a problem.
What is it?
The little guy wants a 50,000 marker.
Don't just give him 10.
I'm gonna come up with 10,000 just the way you want it. Yeah, 10,000. 50.
Did I say something wrong?
You're supposed to say I should have known better.
I'm saying.
For the kind of money you're making, read the card. Learn the thing. You gotta pop out trailer. Sit in there and study. With your method acting, with the breathing, with the bullshit. Do the lines and let's get out of here.
Now, if you're a true Rickles fan, I mean, that's it. That's Casino. The other 2 hours, 57 minutes, you know, are just De Niro and Pesci and Sharon Stone setting up Don's pivotal role.
The scene where Pesci beats the crap out of you turned out to be one of the most popular scenes in the movie. Who hasn't wanted to do that?
No, you're a great guy, Don. You are. Not that we give a shit. Well, look, anyone who cares whether or not you're a nice guy is missing the point.
We care that you're funny and that you open the door for many others to be funny, too.
There are millions of nice guys, hundreds of funny people, but there's only one Don Rickles.
And if it turns out by some slim chance that that one Don Rickles happens to be happens to be nice too, well, sei gesund.
Coming up on One Night Only.
In fact, who even wants to be around Don? Why are we all here? This is insane.
This One Night Only toast to Don Rickles is brought to you by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum. To life, love, and loot.
We honor Don because it takes a genius to pull off what he does.
He is comedy. He is what we all aspire to be.
Captain Morgan toasts Don Rickles and celebrates his legendary comedy career. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Jerry Seinfeld.
Don, I talked to the producers. Money's going to be about the same. Classic, one of his. All right, another landmark moment in Don's career occurred in 1969 when he made his first big primetime appearance on The Dean Martin Show. Dino basically turned over half of his show to Don, allowing him to recreate his nightclub act. Don came out in a room full of the biggest stars of the day and let loose. The Merchant of Venom went around the room leveling star after star, from Danny Thomas to Don Adams, from Pat Boone to Bob Hope. When the Dean Martin Show morphed into the Dean Martin Celebrity Roast, Don found a home. They would have Don on last because, after all, who could follow Don? Then again, why would anyone want to go on before Don? Because then you become part of his act. In fact, who even wants to be around Don? Why are we all here? This is insane. I'm getting out of here. Brace yourself. And thank God Don's not going after you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've had your rabies shots, because here he comes, Mr. Don Rickles.
This is who are we honoring? I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
I kid around about people. I got a reputation. Ricardo Montalban, a good friend. You know this. I got a reputation of being, like Newsweek said, the merchant of venom, destroys stars. You people in the back, this is not true. I love people, really. Ricardo, why do I kid you? Why? Because I don't like you.
Tell you out there, America, our governor is dumb. Dean Martin said to me when Governor Reagan, or Regan, whatever they call you, I don't care.
Orson Welles, ladies and gentlemen, has been a great star for so many years. This man was married to a great many women in his life. They're all flat now.
Marty, when we see all the films you did, none of them were great. De Niro is sitting there. He's one of the great actors of our time. You ask him.
I'm singing in the rain. I'm singing in the rain.
Genius 90, lay down.
What's this, London?
I must be honest. I never liked Lucille Ball. I never did.
I've seen Kirk in many, many movies, and I say from the bottom of my heart, as an actor, he is weak.
Julia Roberts, you live next to me at the beach. You know that. I'm living about 2 blocks from you. The broad never shows up. Come by and say hello.
We're closer than 2 blocks.
You have no lines, Julia. Just nod. Anyway,
My wife told me to be polite this evening. By the way, she'd be with us tonight, my lovely wife, Barbara, but unfortunately she swam in our pool today with her jewelry on and drowned.
There's no booing. There's no booing. If there's another outburst, we're going to let Bob Hope get up and do his jokes.
Hi, Don. Happy 88th birthday, and congratulations on what I understand is your 56th year in show business. As you know, Jenny and I can't be with you. We're up in Seattle, but I did want to send this video along to you. The show said they send along a professional team, but I don't know. You've done the same thing at the house, and you know they say it's going to take a half hour. It takes more like 4 hours. And something always winds up getting broken. So I just have my camcorder, and I got an easel, and it's all locked in, so I think we're ready to go. The Apollo, wow, that is exciting. There's such a history of people appearing at the, like Cab Calloway or Count Basie. Guess I missed one. Oh, there it is. All right, let me tighten. There it is. Can somebody get the phone? Can somebody please get the goddamn phone? I'm trying to do something for Don here. Boy, if you want something done, you gotta do it yourself, don't you? I'll just unplug them. That's. Oh, there. I think there. Thank you, guys. Be careful of the cables. Watch the cable. And that is a true story. You guys, watch the cables. Anyway, Guy, I've taken up more than enough time. Congratulations on your 88th. Wish we could have been there. I don't know about you. I think it turned out a lot better than, you know, with a professional crew.
Coming up on One Night Only.
I went over and said, Mr. Rickles, I'm such a huge fan. And he said, sweetheart, just the check.
One night only, an all-star comedy tribute to Don Rickles is brought to you by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum. To life, love, and loot. Burger King, where taste is king. And by Prilosec OTC.
Hey, Ham, look, I'm Picasso.
I don't get it.
You uncultured swine. What are you looking at, you hockey puck?
That's better.
Hey, no one takes my wife's mouth, except me. Give it back, you furry air freshener.
This is when you're in prison now, and you've talked back to the big man, and you got dragged out to the box. And the next morning, they pull you back in, they drag you in, and you're all caked with sand, and they throw you into the middle of the cell block.
It was cold and dark. Nothing but sand and a couple of Lincoln logs.
I don't think those were Lincoln logs.
Potato head.
Did you all take stupid pills this morning? You're not a toy. You're an accessory. You're a purse with legs. You would not believe what I've been through tonight.
Please welcome Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
Good evening. We are here tonight to celebrate Don Rickles. And honestly, it's almost like he's here with us. You can feel his spirit in this room tonight.
No, Tina, he is here.
Jesus, I thought that was somebody's purse. So sorry.
So sorry. Don's work ethic is unparalleled. At 88 years old, he's still doing stand-up across the country, which begs the question, why? Are you out of money? Is that why you're always doing casinos? Is it a gambling problem? Are you in that wheelchair because the thugs beat your knees? Blink if you need help.
You know, I remember watching Don as a little kid in the 70s and thinking, wow, that guy is old.
And after seeing Don Rickles perform when I was little, I knew what I wanted to be.
A short,
comedian.
bald Jewish man. What you said, your thing. You know, when the producers of this event first called us last night, I said, it's 3 in the morning, who died? And they explained that everything was fine. It's just that they were planning a comedy event and no women had agreed to show up.
So I said, what award is Jerry Lewis getting? And they said, no, it's not Jerry Lewis. It's Don Rickles.
So I said, oh, Don Rickles is the best. Amy and I would love to come to your event. And they said, wait, how are we calling you and Amy in the same bed? And I said, don't worry about it. It doesn't concern you.
So here we are, because they thought it was important for Don to be honored by at least one woman, which apparently is what we count as.
Yep. Yeah, thanks for sending one car for the both of us. Did you send Seinfeld a half a car?
We are thrilled to be here because Don is the real deal. He had his own variety show and his own sitcom. He called both of them the Don Rickles Show. That's the kind of creative genius we're dealing with here.
And what an honor this must be for you to have your birthday celebrated on Spike TV. Just knowing that this will air between Tattoo Nightmares and The Hunt for Bigfoot. It's what your mother dreamed of in the shtetl.
I'll always remember the first time I met Don. I went over and said, Mr. Rickles, I'm such a huge fan. And he said, sweetheart, just the check.
But the great thing about Don is that his jokes appeal to everyone. Polacks, Chinamen, the coloreds, broads. What, no? We're not allowed to say that anymore? Why is he still saying that?
Yeah, he should probably stop saying it. Don, I truly love you because every time I see you, you come up to me and you grab my arm and you say, "How's your divorce? Is it done yet?" And that makes me feel very safe.
And here's something you don't know. This is true. When my cousin was 19 years old, you gave her her first big break, and she was a singer, and you let her open for you at the Foxwoods Casino, and you and your lovely wife were so, so nice to her. And that is why I'm here tonight, to rub it in my cousin's face that I got famous.
Happy birthday, Don.
We love you. We really do.
And we're supposed to talk for 5 minutes.
And you're a great man.
And you're great.
And we love you.
We do. And the thing about...
No, we got it. 5 minutes.
Great.
Thank you. We love you. Good night.
Next, on One Night Only.
What have we learned here tonight? Don Rickles makes life more fun.
This One Night Only toast to Don Rickles is brought to you by Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum. To life, love, and loot.
One night only. That's all the doctor said. All right, well.
You know, I remember watching Don as a little kid in the 70s and thinking, wow, that guy is old.
Rest in peace, old friend.
Captain Morgan salutes Don Rickles for his 88 years of being a true original.
Please welcome David Letterman.
I know you haven't seen the show. It's a great pleasure to be here. I've been a friend, like everybody, with Don for a long, long time. Not as long as the Regis segment, but a long time. I was waiting to go on, and the worst thing in show business is waiting to go on listening to what's taking place ahead of you. And I was hoping for dead silence, honest to God, especially this late in the evening. And now I learned that I'm following Amy and Tina. So I'm listening behind the curtain there, and they're killing. There's enormous laughter coming from these two lovely, talented women. And all I want to do now is open a vein. So, as I do from time to time, I start to throw a little fit. It goes something like this. Holy crap, God damn it, nobody told me they're killing. What am I supposed to do? And I turned to this guy right there and I said, I can't possibly go out there now. What am I supposed to do? And I looked down and he's got a phone. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, I'm tweeting people about your fit. It's a wonderful night for Don. I left Indiana in 1975 and I moved to Los Angeles, and I wanted to be in comedy. I think a lot of people did this, and when you go out there, you don't have any money, you don't
have any friends, really, that you know. You have no place to go. You have no plan. For 3 months or so, I lived in one of Jay Leno's cars. That was good. And then in 1976, I had the good fortune of meeting Don Rickles, and oh my God, my life changed. It was at a Scientology mixer, and Don and I became good friends, and he's been on my program, 25 times. And I want to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. He's been on the show 25 times as a guest. That's the most times a guest has been on our show named Don. He always, Don has a way with words. He coins phrases, and often they're meaningless. Not often. Always they're meaningless. And my favorite, of course, and I borrowed this from Don, and God bless you and thank you very much, is I wouldn't give your troubles to a monkey on a rock. So we have a little videotape for you now. Don Rickles spending some time with us on our show, coining phrases.
Move up, Al. We're going to be with Dave. You're sitting there like you're the Monsignor in Chicago or something. She's laying in bed with the jewelry, signaling ships. What do? You sit in the farm and watch a bird die.
And every time we made love, she started to whistle.
You were great, though, Paul. You're like a little mouse in a state prison.
Thanks.
If he was alive, I wouldn't be doing that. I'd be out here with wheels on my ass, sitting like this. I didn't know if I stooped or made tea.
I'm saying she's a lovely woman.
She is. She used to be a hooker for the FBI.
No, she...
Pass me my pants. I'm a Jew in Idaho for the corn convention. I think I can get to that tree. So what do you want me to do, drop my pants and fire a rocket?
So the question is, what have we learned here tonight? And the answer is nothing we haven't already known for a long, long time, and it's simply this, that Don Rickles makes life more fun. Been a great pleasure to know him. Been a great pleasure to be here. I have the honor of introducing our guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Don Rickles. Don?
Please be seated. The Jewish holidays are over.
You know, when I should be standing, but I'm sitting here. Dave, thanks for coming. You don't know, Letterman's not the kind of guy that gets out too much. You know, he's out in the Midwest with his wife saying, honey, shoot that cow and let's go to bed early. But God bless him. He's not a big waver. He really isn't. And it's sweet of you, Dave. I know you're busy schedule of going to the bank and trying to figure out what the hell you do. So, anyway. I am so thrilled as I look around the room that I'm the biggest name here. This is what rocks me. It rocks me. You know, I'll be very honest with you. All the performers, you were all marvelous. Really, you were. And I will be all night saying how great you were, except De Niro was weak. But, no, Bob was a great friend. When I did Casino, he kept saying to me, and like an idiot, I said, yeah, Bob, okay. Yeah, Bob. But he was great. Every time we did a scene, and Martin Scorsese, God bless him, one of the great directors in our business, has a little problem with asthma, and so during a main shot, he goes, and I got to kiss his ass, so he lets me do in the scene. But it's so good to see big stars. Jerry Seinfeld, I know for many, many years, and he skyrocketed to fame. He's a wonderful guy, and you talk to him, it's like being alone. But I look around this room, and this is the home of the blacks. And I see 3. Anyway, God bless you, black people. I love you. I really do. As you're laughing here, I'm sure one of you guys is up in my hotel room robbing me. Anyway, but I had a wonderful, hectic life, and it was always good. Never in trouble and so forth, with problems. And I married my wonderful wife, who's been with me, God bless her, I with her, for 49 years. And I think that's... And my dear daughter, Mindy, who's going to be is an actress and a comedian, and more trouble. Anyway, God bless her, she's wonderful. But I say to all of you, I picked up a style of working in tough clubs and people making fun and yelling up and so forth, and I started to pick on people, and always with love. My heart never had a bit of hatred in it, never had a bit of any kind of feeling of whatever they were, black, green, yellow. I didn't care. I just respected them, and I think the audience knew that. And tonight, to have this kind of an affair in my honor, I only pray to God my dear mother was here, because she was my force. She kept saying, "You're funny, kid, you're funny, you're funny." And but I say to every performer that got up here and said these wonderful words about me, I am so pleased, and I'm embarrassed, because that greatness I'm not, but I figure in a couple hours. But I say from my heart to every performer that came here, as my good friend Bob sits here, and Jerry, who is, hey, but and David Letterman, one of the great guys. I really mean it. Dave, we went to dinner. Every time I'm on the show, we go to dinner. Dave, and he's a hermit. He doesn't bother with too many people. He goes with his wife out in the Midwest and just lays in the grass going, Anyway, I swear to God, I love you. You break everybody up. You're such a son of a bitch. You're great. And Johnny Depp, for Johnny Depp to come here tonight without his cowboy boots, a funny hat, and laundry clothes, I can't believe that. I can't believe it. Johnny's great. And I see Harvey Weinstein sitting there. Harvey, God, a lot of good talk about you. I personally don't even know you. Anyway, no, I know you, Harvey. Good. Sits around like everybody knows him, you know. One of those Jews that got hot, luckily. Who knows, you know. And Brian Williams, of course, I got to know in a short time, and he's great. He declared war on countries that don't even want to go to war. But I will say this from my heart, really, from my heart. This is a long night. One thing I will stand for. I tell you all, from the bottom of my heart, I'm a Jewish kid from Jackson Heights, Long Island, and God gave me a big chance, and I kept punching and punching away. And my mother stood in the kitchen of all these rough clubs and said, he's funny, he's a funny kid, you'll love him, you'll love him. And to all of you, the love I've had, I wish for you. And I say for all of you that was here tonight, the main thing, may God give you health, and live a good life. And God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for helping make this such a wonderful evening. Good night, everybody.